All right, you guys, I am so freaking pumped. We have one of my favorite humans on the entire planet on our call today. Jacki is just an incredible rock star coach. She is actually a part of our team Brigida's kind of umbrella, Keisha Fitzgerald, all of that. So I got to meet her face to face at New Leadership Conference in California, and she's freaking incredible. I just think she's awesome. I admire her a lot. So we are super freaking blessed to have her on our call today. Jacki is a 2-star diamond, but she has 5 personally sponsored diamond coaches. She's a 2015 Premier Coach, which means she was a 2-star diamond. She earned points, elite points, and she has rocked her business. She quit her corporate job. How long ago did you quit that?
August 2015.
Awesome. So she quit her job. She was a corporate recruiter, so this kind of is awesome, kind of all flows with our, I don't know, maybe it doesn't flow, but I think it flows with our call today. She's been full-time Beachbody ever since. She's the founder of Balanced Fit Foundation, BFF, super cute, and she has a little over 250 coaches on her team. She is going to talk to us about recruiting, sharing the business opportunity, because she has rock stars, and so I'm just going to turn the time over to her. Grab your pen and paper, take mad notes, you guys, and I'm just going to turn the time over to you.
Woo! All right. Okay, so I don't know if I'm up here, but I'm going to go ahead. I have a PowerPoint ready to go for you guys, so I'm going to actually share my screen, and we will get started there. I'm really excited to talk with you guys today. So open up this, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so today, like Michaela said, we are talking about recruiting and the coaching opportunity. And I'm really excited to be here. Like Michaela said, we got a chance to meet at the New Leader Conference back in January. And honestly, you guys, if you're on her team, you are so lucky. She is such a light and just such a beautiful person and just so fun to be around. And she is such a strong leader. So really, really excited when she asked me to do this call, because I just think it's so cool to connect with her and get to meet some of you guys on her team. So we'll go ahead and get started. I just have a few slides here. I'll try and get through this as fast as we can. Michaela, send me a message if I'm talking too fast, because I tend to do that when I get excited. So this is a little bit about me. Michaela mentioned a couple things, but yes, I'm a full-time Beachbody coach. I have been since August, and I was an ex-corporate climber. And to go into that a little bit more, and tying into kind of this bottom point here of being a life enthusiast, travelista, wanderluster, I am so excited to be a part of Beachbody, because I never thought I would find something that kind of encompassed all parts of me. I was really conflicted with what I wanted to do with my life. I loved the corporate world. I really did love my job. I loved recruiting. And I really kind of envisioned myself as being that corporate climber, that person that went through life of just, getting as high as I could, running teams, being just that really awesome person in the boardroom with the heels on and the red lipstick. But I also really hated somebody telling me when I had to be somewhere, how long I had to be there. I don't do well being put in a box. I don't like following the rules. And I just really always also had this combined vision of just being on the beach in the middle of nowhere, traveling the world, just kind of wanderlusting around. And so as you can imagine, those two passions really conflicted. And when I found Beachbody, it was kind of like this, oh my gosh, I can have both. I can be this successful career woman and kind of bop around and, travel around and just wanderlust. So I'm really excited that I found this. I ran my first challenge group in April of 2014. That's technically when I started building a business, but I really don't think I kind of went all in and really took myself or the business seriously for about another year. And when I decided to make that shift into really kind of understanding why I'm here, who I want on my team, and really understanding kind of what my niche looked like in this world, that's when things really started to take off. Starting a coach, like she said, I have personally sponsored 5 diamonds. One of those including myself. When I went to STAR, I actually got a chance to open up my second business center, and now that second business center is also a diamond organization. So the team has just been growing really, really fast. We have a little over 250, and that we've just exploded probably in the last 6 months. So we're super pumped. And our team is ranked in the top 1% of the network currently, which is really impressive. Our team is, I have to give them so much credit. They're totally kicking ass. And also, kind of forewarning, I accidentally tend to swear a lot, so I'll try and keep it under control. But if you do have young kids in the room, maybe earplugs them. But 2015 Premier Team, and we're pushing to duplicate that, go elite again this year, go elite or Premier again this year, and just keep on cruising. So, and that picture in the top right corner here, like that, that's, Carl Deichler, and I actually got a chance to meet him at New Leader, which is where I also met Michaela. So That's just kind of a little backstory there. And then that hot guy right in the middle on the beach with me is my boyfriend. He's a huge part of this story, so he'll kind of pop in and out as we go through. But what are we going to be covering today? I realize I said tonight. Our team calls are usually at 7:30 in the evening. So when I was making this, I just totally mixed that up. But we're going to talk about recruiting. Obviously, that's kind of why we're here.
Hey, Jackie.
Yes.
I can only see your first slide. I think you have to click on the side because it's not going through like your PowerPoint. It's like showing where you made the PowerPoint.
Let's see. Oh, really? Can you see? Yeah. What do you see now? Let's do this. Do you see a different slide now?
Yes.
Okay. I can leave it a little bit smaller, or I'll just go in and out. So this was the slide. Oops, this was the slide I was talking about with the about me. So a couple of those pictures there, and the stats there, and then we'll go ahead and move on to this slide. So, Kayla, can you see that slide now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So what are we covering today? Obviously recruiting, that's definitely a huge topic of this call, but more so than just recruiting, we need to really kind of cover the importance of knowing you, your brand, and your niche to really get the full circle on how to really attract the right coach onto your team and recruit the right coach into your team. We're going to talk about how to reach your niche and how to duplicate your growth a little bit. And with that, we'll jump into the next slide. So I'm going to go in and out of the big screen, the little screen, to make sure you guys can see everything. So first and foremost, establishing your personal brand. This is huge. When you're thinking about recruiting, you can't just go out and cast an open net and just hope that you bring in everyone that you can. You really have to know what you stand for, what your personal brand is, and the kind of coach that you want on your team. So first and foremost, take a personal inventory. And honestly, I really recommend taking some actual time to write these things out and really dig deep into who you are. Don't be scared of who that is, and don't try and hold back anything or try and create somebody that you're not. So first, how do I think of myself as a person? And now this is big because you have to know, what type of personality are you? Are you introverted? Are you extroverted? Are you the life of the party? Are you the one that wants to sit and kind of have a one-on-one conversation? Are you really into sports? Are you really into politics? Are you religious? Are you, how do you think of yourself as a person, and how would you describe yourself? This is huge because as you go out and you're talking to people, you have to be really comfortable with who you are because you want to make sure that you're vibing with the right person. So when I think about how I would describe myself, I know that I'm an extroverted person. I'm really outgoing. I love to get really deep into conversation with people. I'm kind of like the glue. I love just learning about people, asking them all the deep questions, but I also need my alone time. I like to kind of be solo for a little bit and have that introverted side of me come out as well. What do I want people to remember me by? Now, this is huge too because people have to think of you during certain situations. So do you want to be remembered as the fitness person, as the nutritional person, as the positive person? Like, how do you want people to remember you when you leave a room or when you sign off social media? And this is really important because we'll go into this a little bit more, but how people remember you by is essentially the niche that you're looking for. So if you're the person that you're like, I really want to be known as somebody who is a good listener and cares about people and, cares about their journey and their confidence and making sure that they feel good at the end of our conversation, you have to take action on that. And you have to make sure that when you're out interacting with people or you're out putting yourself on social media, that that's what you're building. That's what you're putting out there. You also want to ask yourself, what do I bring to the table and what do I bring to the team? So if you're thinking, you're sitting here and you're like, I'm not really sure how I would describe myself. If I had to write a dating profile, I don't know what I would say. I don't know how I would describe myself. Ask yourself, what do I bring to a conversation? What do I bring to the table? Do you bring a specific piece of knowledge about something? Do you love, if you're thinking about Beachbody and you're thinking about your team and stuff like that, are you the person that loves compliance and rules and regulations and you're the person that has all the info on the corporate side? Or are you the person that brings a lot of the love and the fun and the spirit to the team? Are you the person that's out there friend requesting everyone? Like, what do you bring to the team and what do you bring to the table? That's going to help you as you go out and you tell people what you have to offer. When you say, here's this opportunity that I have, you know exactly what that is because you're the leader of that team. You know exactly what it is that you're going to offer them. And then what is it that makes me unique? So maybe you're really good at making videos, or maybe you're really good at making templates, or maybe you're just really good at building rapport with people. What's your little quirk that makes you stand out, that if one person had to decide between Coach A and you, or Coach B and whoever, two coaches and you're one of them, why would they pick you? What is it about you that they're going to be like, you know what, these people are both equally qualified, but there's something about her that I'm drawn to. It could be personality-based, it could be skill-based, it could be knowledge-based, it can be just anything. But what really makes you unique and stand out? So kind of take this personal inventory and understand what's the outline of your brand. And this is not everything, but what's the outline of your brand? Okay, next slide here. Now, the second part of what is your personal brand is what does your current image say about your brand? And so not only is, how do we think of ourselves, but how are other people seeing us? And a great way to look at this is to put yourself in another person's shoes. So first, you want to do kind of a social media inventory. That's a huge part of our business. And unless you're the coach that's going out there and doing like at-home parties or running fitness groups in public places and things like that, most of us are building our businesses online through social media. So put yourself in another person's shoes. Does what you're posting fully represent who you want to be represented as? Are you focusing on one area, or are you well-rounded? If someone new visits your page, what would they think about you, and who is liking your post? So to go a little bit more into this, does what you're posting fully represent you? So often I hear from new coaches especially, and even just tenured coaches and things like that, that they say things like, I'm having a really hard time attracting business builders. I have no problem filling my challenge groups and hitting Success Club, but everyone's a discount coach. Well, if you go to your social media page, how often in the last month have you talked about the business opportunity? If you're only posting about nutrition and you're posting about fitness and you're posting about results and you're posting about your challenge groups, that's fantastic. That's absolutely great. But that doesn't fully represent who your brand is and what you're here to offer. If you're not representing the business opportunity, people just aren't going to know that's even available. And on the flip side, if you're only posting about your lifestyle and about your business and about what you're doing on the day-to-day, but you're not talking about your fitness journey, you're not posting sweaty selfies, you're not posting about your challenges results, people aren't going to see the value in what you offer behind the scenes. A great way to kind of do this inventory, a couple tips here, is find or identify kind of 5 areas of your life that you feel represent your message or what you stand for. And so, some of my 5 or 6 are things like my relationships. You're definitely going to see that I'm in a long-term relationship. I have a big social network. I love going out and hanging out with my friends. Another big part of my brand is my business. So you are going to see me posting those lifestyle posts and, talking about growth of the business, growth of my team, posting the team images and things like that. You're going to see me posting about fitness. You're going to know that I'm really into working out. You're going to know that I'm posting flexing photos and all of those different things. And you're also going to see one of my things is just humor. I love the quirky moments and like kind of the adulting and setting off my fire alarm and learning how to cook and things like that, those kind of quirky, humorous adulting moments. And then lastly, you're going to know I'm a positive person. You're going to see those, lift you up posts. You're going to see the silver lining posts. You're going to see the motivational stuff. And so if you went to my page right now and you scroll down throughout the last week, you're going to probably see a little bit of all 5 of those categories. And yes, sometimes they overlap, but you're going to get that in one snapshot. And you want to make sure that you're doing that too. So kind of take some time to think about what are the things that you want people to know about you, and constantly on a weekly basis, go through and just do a quick check. Make sure that you're touching all the areas. Another great way to do this is if you're getting constant objections about one particular thing, that might be an indication that you need to talk about that a little bit more publicly. I think we can all agree a big one here is Shakeology. I know I used to get, or still do, often Shakeology objections, but that's what I need to know, or no, I need to be talking about Shakeology a little bit more online. Because I want to make sure that people are knowing the full circle. They know they can get a challenge group. They know they can have a business opportunity. They know they're going to get all this crazy stuff. If someone visits your page, what they think about you, kind of the same thing. What are they going to know right away? And then who is liking your post? This is a big one too. So if it's a great thing to get likes, right? We all get excited if we post something and it gets 20, 50, 100 likes, whatever it is. We get excited about that. But if it's all coaches that are liking your post, that's not necessarily a good thing either. So you want to make sure that you're targeting and you're hitting home with the people that you're looking to target into your business, not just your peers that are already coaches. Also, if you have a group of people that okay, every time I post something about fitness, this person is always liking my post or this person's always liking my lifestyle post, those are great people to reach out to right away and say, hey, I noticed that you kind of tend to like a lot of my lifestyle posts. Have you ever thought about this being an opportunity for you? That is a perfect person to ask about the coaching opportunity. Now, the second part here is, what does your current image say about your brand? Is how would my friends describe me or how would my team describe me? This is a great self-check. So going back to the first slide where we said, how would we describe ourselves? How we think about ourselves may not be how other people think of us. So if you think of yourself as really, smart and into fitness and into nutrition and you think that you're all these things, you're caring and you're kind and you're loving, but maybe you don't act that way. Maybe you don't eat healthy when you're with your friends, or maybe you constantly talk about how you skip your workouts and you just want to eat cake, and maybe you put yourself out there as like acting ditzy or whatever, whatever the thing are. How are people going to describe you? Because that is truly your brand. How you think of yourself only goes so far. You have to make sure that you're acting on that too. And I know I totally used to do that. I remember so clearly in the corporate world, for the first couple years, I totally acted like the dumb blonde. And I used to be blonde. So, but I acted very ditzy all the time, and I would get so frustrated when people wouldn't take me seriously. And then it's like, well, what do I expect? I'm not taking myself seriously or acting seriously. So you really want to think, how would people describe me? Another thing here, because I guess too, how your friends would describe you, that's kind of your niche. So you want to make sure that you're attracting coaches into your business that would describe you how you want to be described. You want those people to be attracted to the proper personality. And then what does my team, how would they describe me? So that might be a good thing to ask yourself too. If you're wondering why you feel like you don't have any business builders on your team, well, ask your team, hey, do you see me as a strong leader? Like, what could I improve on? What are some things that I'm not doing that would help you grow your businesses? And maybe they would say, I just feel like you're in and out, and you're like, wow, I didn't realize that. I need to show up more for my team, because even though I'm thinking about them a lot, they clearly aren't getting that vibe. So how would my team describe me? And don't be afraid to ask your friends this. If you really don't know, if you're like, crap, I have no idea how people describe me, find a couple really good friends that you trust and say, hey, look, if you were to put me on paper, how would you describe me? Like, really do this. Write a couple sentences and describe me. How would you put my personality on paper? And ask your team that too. Hey guys, I'm just trying to do a little bit more improvement on myself. How would you describe me as a leader or as a business builder? And see if that lines up with how you describe yourself. And then lastly, would I be attracted to me? This is a great question for yourself. When you're doing that social media inventory, ask yourself, would I be attracted to me? Are these the type of posts that would stop me in my tracks and say, wow, I really like this girl? Would I engage with my own Facebook page? Would I, are you adding quality to Facebook? Are you adding quality to the people that you're trying to attract? And also, would I respond to my own messages? And I think this is a good one too. So, when you're sending that hey girl message, and I don't know what you guys call it, a lot of people call them like non-Beachbody messages or networking messages. We call them hey girl messages because 9 out of 10 times we're out there saying, hey girl, like, how's it going? So, when you're sending that hey girl message, is it a message that you would respond to? And this is when it becomes so important to really be yourself. Because if you're trying to sound like someone else, it's not going to come off right, and the person's going to be a little bit like confused when they start having that conversation with you, and things just aren't adding up. So I know for me, I would love if someone came to my page and was like, hey girl, oh my gosh, I love all your posts, your photos are so cute, like, you and your boyfriend seem so happy, love it, this is exciting, do you live around here? That's totally a message I would respond to, and especially if I clicked on her page and I was like, wow, she's really cool. So that's the type of message I'm going to send too. Hey girl, oh my gosh, like, not to be a total weirdo, but your profile picture is so cute, I love your dress, where did you get it? I need to have that in my life. And she's going to respond to that because she's a girl like me. She's the person that I'm trying to attract into my business because we connect. And then, how would I respond to this? So just kind of asking yourself, when you're going out and you're recruiting and you're trying to talk to people who will become potential coaches, be you. Really, truly be you to your core and talk to the right people so that instantly there's that friendship, there's that connection there. All right. And then this is just a little quote that I love, but it kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about. You must first know who you are, what you stand for, and what your message is. And that is so true. And so that's why I kind of wanted to talk about that first, is when you think about growing your Beachbody organization, I mean, this is something that ideally, probably if you're on this call, this is a lifelong thing for you. This is something that you want to be here year after year after year, growing this organization. And to do that, it has to be really built on a strong, stable foundation, something that you can walk away from for a week on vacation and it still continues to grow, and something that with people that you vibe with and people that you love and people that are truly part of your tribe. And in order for that to happen, you must first know who you are and what you stand for. So make sure that you're always doing those self-checks. All right, so moving on. So when we're talking about reaching out to your niche, again, first part, who am I as a coach? So we kind of talked about this, but even more so, what are some of the black and white factors? So, okay, who am I as a coach? Am I a mom? Am I single? Am I married? Am I in a long-term relationship? What's my age demographic? What are some of these black and white things? How do I spend my time? What are my interests and what is my end goal? So how do I spend my time? This is really important because when you think about building your organization, you want people in your team, you want coaches in your team that have similar interests that you do. And that's not to say that everyone has to be the exact same, but they have to kind of be in line with what you all agree with is an okay way to spend your time, I guess is a better way to put that. So if you're religious, part of that is going to be that you spend your time at church. If you're not, That's not going to be included in your list. I know for one of my things is how do I spend my time? Andy and I love going to like new restaurants, sitting out in the patios, trying little appetizers, drinking a glass of wine or drinking a beer or whatever it is, and we love doing that. We do that on a very regular basis. So you're going to see me talking about that because I'm going to want to attract in the person who thinks, hey, she's spending her time in a very useful way and she's having fun doing it and she's having a career. Like, she seems really awesome. I want to be a part of what she's doing. And if I don't talk about that, people might not realize that, oh, hey, if I do Beachbody with her, but I love wine, I have to give up one or the other. I want them to know that they can have it all. When you're working with me, you can have it all kind of thing. And then what are some of my other interests? You know, aside from, okay, obviously going out for happy hours, but also I love just like going on walks or hikes. I love playing with my cat. I love being in the sunshine. I love reading books. Like, these are things that I like to do. So I'm going to talk about those things online because I want the girl like me out there that I'm trying to attract into my team to know that, hey, if you join this with me, if you become a coach on my team, we have a lot of common interests. It's not just going to be about business, but we can actually have a true friendship here. And then what is my end goal? Now, this can range very vastly depending on, you know, different things. So I have multiple end goals. One of my end goals is I love this business because I have found something that can allow me to continue to work on being the best shape of my life while still having balance in my life, including going to happy hours, having a social life, doing that, having a successful career, but also being a stay-at-home mom someday. That's my end goal. I have all this balance projected in my life. Another end goal is that Andy and I want to open a brewery someday. So that's an end goal that I've said, hey, I can start this business now, create a platform, and then do something else with my significant other. And, you know, end goals. I have all these different end goals, but I want my end goal to be in line with my coach that I'm trying to talk to as well. So I want my coach to know, hey, your end goal can be work out, eat nutritious, have fun, and have balance in your life and do these other things and have other dreams. You don't have to just be, you know, pigeonholed into this one thing. You can have all of these other dreams and know that this is a great platform for you to do that. What's the end goal there? And then what kind of coach would I be attracted to? So this is a great thing to ask yourself if you aren't really sure that who I am as a coach. So if you're kind of struggling with figuring out exactly who you are, what this means to you, what your personality traits are, ask yourself, you know, what kind of coach would I be attracted to instead? Are you attracted to, you know, the stay-at-home mom who's really interested in, you know, having additional income to bring into the family, bringing their significant other home from work, spending time with their kids and not having to send them to daycare, but can work in online business? That might be a coach that you're really attracted to, and there's qualities in that person that are clearly qualities that you have as well. And that may be because you already are a stay-at-home mom, or you're planning on having kids, or, you know, you're working and you want to be at home with your kids. Whatever those things are, what kind of coach would you be attracted to? And that's kind of who you are, you want to be as well. And you can start talking to that girl out there and say, hey, look, this is what I'm working towards. I want other coaches or the people that want to be coaches to join me in that and do this together. Let's spend our time working on this. What are the burdens? I think this is a big one too. You know, what were my burdens before Beachbody? What are they now? And what does my audience have? This is huge because that ties right into what kind of coach would I be attracted to. As we're looking to recruit coaches into our business, we can't just offer them a solution without knowing first what the problem is. And everyone's going to have a different problem depending on your niche. So using the mom example that I just used, if the problem there is that they want to be at home with their kids, but they have to financially keep working or things like that, your solution is, hey, look, I know how hard it is to be a mom. It's hard to find time for yourself. I know it's hard to find time to work out, and you would love to be at home with your kid. I have this really perfect solution where I can give you a workout, I can give you a financial opportunity, and I can give you a team of support of people who understand what it's like to be a mom, understand what it's like to be a busy mom. So you can offer them solutions to their burdens. Another thing, for example, what my burden was, I was working full-time. I was commuting an hour each way to work. I was getting up at like 4 in the morning so I could make it to the gym, work out for an hour and a half, shower at the locker room, go to work, commute home for that hour, and then have like 2.5, 3 hours in the evening to try and fit in my social life, my love life, my me time, my, hobbies, my family time, all of these things. And that was a huge burden for me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so not lining up with my wanderluster lifestyle. So the solution here was, oh my gosh, you mean I can work out at home for 30 minutes instead of having to commute in an hour to the gym at 5 in the morning just to get a workout in because I'm not going to do it at night because I have other plans I want to do at night. And I can like have this community of people that are like really fun because I love meeting new people and I love social media. Cool. Okay, that's awesome. And, months in, I'm seeing, oh, this could be a career opportunity. Very cool. It was a perfect solution that checked off all of these interests that I had. It checked off my love for fitness, my love for people, my love for interaction, my love for like efficiency and time saving. So my coach recognized that in me, recognized what my burden was, and offered me the perfect solution. And it's important to know not only how is this a solution, but again, the perfect solution for them, because it's going to check off all their boxes of why it worked for you. Because you're trying to channel that niche coach, that person that is so similar to you, that has the same burdens that you have. And so another important part of the burden piece is that not only did you recognize this burden and you found a solution, but you're still working on it. And that's so important to know too. Your burdens are always going to change, they're going to shift, but it's good to know where you started and how you got to where you are, so that you can say, look, I totally get it. I hear what you're saying. Here's what I found, and I really think this can work for you too. Let's do this together. So that means I can show you. I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly what to expect. Come with me and let's do this together. So that's kind of how you can start reaching out to your niche a little bit more. Okay. Leading with proper intention. So this is a huge one, so we're kind of shifting gears here a little bit, but when we're talking about recruiting and bringing coaches into our teams, not only is it important to initially get a coach onto your team, but making sure they stay around and build this organization with you. So ask yourself, how are you presenting the opportunity? And this goes really hand in hand with thinking about your current brand or your current image. So when you invite coaches to join your team, what are you leading with? And this goes also not only coaches, but challenge group members as well. If you're leading this, coaching thing, and you say, hey, look, I see that you are working a job and you have kids at home, you'd love to be at home. Let me show you how you can come in, make money doing this really quickly. 6 months, you'll be making this much income. You can do this with me. I'll show you how. They're going to come in with the need and the desire to make money, because what you lead with and what they join for, that's what they're going to need to stay. So if you're leading with promises of income, and that's all you guys are talking about, and the goal there is instant income, if that doesn't happen in the first couple months, they're going to quit, because they're going to get discouraged and they're not going to be getting what they came in for. Instead, if you say, hey, look, I totally get what it's like to be a busy mom. I can help you get back on track with your fitness, be accountable, be a part of this really amazing group of women, and on top of that, you might be able to make a little extra income on the side. What do you think? They're going to come in for the fitness, for the community, for the support that they're getting. And they're going to stay because they are going to get that. And then the income is going to be an exciting thing that they get afterwards. And then they start to see that they can make this a business as well. It's kind of the same thing with the prize thing. And if you've ever done this, it's totally fine. But personally, I never will announce a challenge group by saying the first 3 people to join my challenge group will win a free water bottle. Because to me, what that brings in is the people who are only joining to get something for free. Which means throughout the challenge group, the only way that they're going to stay motivated is if I'm offering prizes along the way, because they didn't join with the proper intention. They didn't join to change their fitness lifestyle. They didn't join to help get themselves back on track or to join a group of people who want to get fit together. They joined for a free prize. And so think about that as, you're presenting the opportunity. How are you talking about this? And again, when you do your social media inventory, when you're talking about the business and the lifestyle and the challenge groups and all of these things, making sure that you're really hitting home with why you love this so much and why you've stayed. I don't care how long you've been a coach. If you've been here 6 months, 5 years, or 2 weeks even, why are you still here today? And those are the things that you want to talk about, nothing else, because you want the people that come in to get the same experience that you got that kept you here. And if it was income, if you got income right away and you're leading a team that says, hey, I can show you how to try and make income this way, and this is our super systematic system, then you better just make sure that when they join your team, that's what you're offering them. You're offering them exactly what you led with. Casting an open net or using a specific bait, again, that goes into, if you're trying to talk to everyone, you're not talking to anyone. So it's okay that you're going to turn people off in this business just by being you. There's going to be people who don't vibe with what you're going for. There's going to be people who don't agree with what you're doing. There's going to be people that just aren't interested, and that's okay, because you don't want those people on your team. They're just going to bring you down. You want the people that are truly going to vibe right with what you're saying, because they're here for the same reason you are. They're loyal because you're loyal. They're interested because of the reasons you're interested. Your solution is their solution. Their burden is your burden. All these things. You're doing such specific net or such specific bait. And when you have that, when you have an organization full of people that vibe with you so hard, that's like the strongest base of an organization you can ever have. And then I guess going into, again, will you attract what you lead with? Does it match why you're here? I just went over that. If you have a bunch of people that are interested in just income and that's not why you're here, you need to figure out why you're attracting the people that you're attracting and how you're presenting the opportunity, and then just make some changes, make some shifts. A good example here is just recently I was realizing, I've been here for 2 years and I spend a lot of time talking about the lifestyle. But what I'm missing is the reason why I initially joined, which was to have kind of a fitness solution that fit into my busy lifestyle. I didn't join this business already having this lifestyle. So I need to get back to the basics of really talking to, hey girl, I get it. You're super crazy. You have a busy social life. You want to travel. You want to do other things. Let me show you how you can eventually get to this point, And so really matching why you're here and why you're still here. Same thing, no false impressions. I guess just also when you're talking to coaches, don't promise or tell them what they want to hear, and promise things that you can't deliver on. So for example, again, if I ask my team to describe me, some things they are not going to say is, oh, she's super organized and she has all of these tracking systems and she's really good at, teaching us how to organize our prospects and all this different stuff. But they are going to say, she's fun, she's excited, she always celebrates us, she's, always there to congratulate us, she's always there to support us and lead us on and all these things. So when I'm inviting authentically and when I'm telling people what I have to offer them, I'm not going to say, hey, I see that you're a project manager, so you probably really love systems, you probably really love templates, you probably really love deadlines and goal setting. I can offer you all of those things because I can't and I don't want to. It's not, that doesn't make it fun for me and it doesn't make it fun for them. But I can say, hey girl, I see that you love working out, you love happy hours, you seem like a really cool person that's really into fitness, but maybe it's not working out with your busy schedule. Do you want to join this really awesome group of people that we have going on, and we do fun team calls and we send each other sweaty selfies and we just have a great time? Does that sound like something you're interested in? That's going to attract the right person, and she's going to come in and get exactly that. And she's going to love them a hot mess, and she's going to love that I don't take it too seriously because that wouldn't be fun for her either. So no false impressions. And then if you're still kind of sitting here wondering, you're like, I'm just not really sure how I'm presenting it. I don't really know if I'm doing it right or wrong, and there's no wrong, but I don't know if I'm doing it the way I want to be doing it. Take a look at your downline. Is there a common theme in your downline with personalities, motivation, just interest level in the business? If there's a pretty common theme with the people that are already on your team, that's a pretty clear indication of who you're attracting in. And so if you're attracting in a lot of discount coaches, maybe it's time to start talking about the business opportunity more. Or on the flip side, if you're attracting in a bunch of coaches that are quitting on you, well, maybe you need to talk about community and loyalty and really getting people in for the right reasons. So think about that. It's a great place to start. All right, moving on. Okay, so what makes you you? So to kind of hammer this in just a little bit more, again, authentic. We have to be authentic before we can attract the right coach in. And at the end of the day, you guys, I know this call is about recruiting and things like that, but it's so important to realize that if you aren't authentically yourself, recruiting's never going to happen. We know how to recruit. We know that you have to, just share your story on social media. You have to invite a certain amount of people every single day, whatever that is that matches your goal. You have to be doing personal development. You have to be talking to new people. We know those things. And there's no simple, magic pill for just all of a sudden becoming a really good recruiter. But if you're authentically yourself and you are just you, the right people will come into your life and the right people will find you because they need you. They need you just as much as you need them. You're not trying to force this relationship to happen. So if we are not our true authentic selves, we can't draw people to us that are genuinely click, nor can we repel the people we shouldn't be working with. And I kind of love this point because I think so often we are so concerned with being, we want to make sure that we're bringing the right people to us, and we want to make sure that we're attracting the right audience and the right niche and the right girl, but also being really okay with the fact that, when we are ourselves, we are going to repel people, and that's good. You don't want people on your team that don't vibe with you, that don't vibe with what you got going on. If you, so for example, if I posted, oh my gosh, I have this really fun thing, I'm kind of a hot mess, but it's a really good time, we always are laughing, we're basically a giant party, it's really, really fun, and you're going to get all of these things out of it, I'm probably going to repel the girl that loves super I'm probably going to repel her, but that's okay, because if she came in and she was disappointed with, what I had to offer, if she was asking me to help her do things that I just didn't have an interest in doing or wasn't good at helping her do, we're not going to have a good relationship, and she's going to eventually quit, and she's going to have a negative impression of me and the business and herself even for failing at it, and it's a bad situation. So feel kind of empowered by repelling the right people to a different coach by saying, you know what, you're not going to vibe with me, but if this business is what you're meant to be doing, you will find the right coach for you, and trusting that that's going to be okay. So just be you and be really okay with repelling people. And also this idea of if you try and be anybody else, you're going to bring in the wrong people, and you might repel the people that you should be bringing in. So it's so important to just be okay being you. Ask yourself if you're highlighting your quirks, passions, and values. When you, again, do that social media inventory, not only are you talking about, you know, those 5 areas of your life, but are you highlighting those little things that make you unique to you? So if I'm going to be talking about nutrition, there's a lot of ways you can talk about nutrition. You can talk about it as being an expert, as being a newbie, as being interested in like the breakdown of foods. When I talk about nutrition, it's me being like, like I'm making Andy dinner and I'm gonna surprise him and I hope I don't set off the fire alarm, and then posting like a proud picture of, oh my gosh, I made this. That still falls in the category of nutrition, but it's gonna fit my audience who is like, oh my gosh, you're trying to learn how to cook? Me too. Let's do this together. It's also gonna, you know, highlight those different values of things too, of saying, you know, if using, you know, politics or religion or things like that, if let's say you were Christian, of the Christian faith or whatever, you know, if you have that and that's a value of yours, you should talk about that. So you bring those people in that have that same value so that you guys can have the same conversations. Another thing on the flip side is, you know, if I'm a person that swears, you know, I might offend someone who doesn't swear. So I need to make sure that it's not a value at all, but, you know, it's something that's a quirk about me. It's something that I do, and it's going to be there, and you should know that when you see my page. And even though it's going to be abbreviated, it's going to be there. So making sure that you're highlighting those things that are so specific to you. If you're a hot mess mom, highlight those hot mess moments. You know, you're going to see me. I'm not a mom, but, you know, see me drinking my coffee out of a wine glass because I forgot to do the dishes, and that's okay. You know, that's a quirk that I have to me. So making sure that you're highlighting those things. Ask yourself, what does your dream team look like, and what are the coaches on my dream team? And this is so fun to do because this helps you so much when you're going out there and you're sending those hey girls and you're looking for that girl. Because when you know what your dream team looks like, you're going to know right off the bat when you're having that conversation, that moment inside you when you're like, oh my gosh, you would be so perfect. I have to tell you about what I have going on here, because you would just totally vibe with our team. And so, you know, what is your dream team? If you picture, so I'm sure most of us on this call, I know I am, are going to Summit. So think about going to Summit and you have one hotel room for your whole team, and however many people that is. You know, you have one hotel room with your whole team. What is happening in that hotel room? Are people sitting and having conversations? Are they one-on-one? Are those conversations about politics? Are those conversations about business? Are those conversations about, you know, last weekend? Like, what do those conversations look like? Are they more on the quiet side? Are they more on the loud side? Are they all, you know, getting up and going to the gym together? Are they getting up and going to a bar together? Are they going to bed early? You know, what does that look like, and how, like, what excites you about being a part of that experience with them? What does your dream team look like? And then who are the coaches? You know, are these the type of coaches that are really self-sufficient? Are these the type of coaches that like more daily conversation? Are these the type of people that can be on Facebook all day long? Or are they the type of people that are only going to be on like 1 hour a day? You know, what do these people look like? And then what kind of leader am I on my dream team? You also have to know what that's going to look like too. Are you, again, the type of leader that you are really into compliance and regulation and policy and systems, and you're going to tell them exactly how many people they should talk to every single day? You're going to help them create a schedule. You're going to like set up very specific milestones in their business. And you're going to do that for them. Or are you more the leader that's going to be on like the, you know, I will be here as much as you need me, but I'm totally fine if you don't want me at all involved in your life. Like, what, you know, you do you. I'm here when you need me. I'm just completely support, whatever. What kind of leader are you? Are you also the type of leader that wants to be available all the time? Are you the type of leader that's more like, I'm not going to talk to you until you go Emerald? There are coaches out there that do that. So what kind of leader are you like? And you need to be able to feel comfortable telling the coaches that you're asking to join your team, hey, look, here's exactly what I can offer you. If you dig that, vibe with that, we're going to be perfect. If not, this might not be the best fit for you. So again, this all ties back to not only just, you know, going out and bringing coaches into your team, but making sure you're bringing in the coaches that are going to stay. And then I think I kind of said this in the beginning, but if you have a message to share and you are unapologetically yourself, people looking for a person like us will find us. You know, it's meant to happen. If you're out there just being you, the people that you need on your team are the people that also need you in their life. And so that match is going to be so perfect. And then asking yourself, am I attracting peers or followers? And a great, you know, to kind of add on to that is, you know, are you attracting additional people like you that want to lead like you? And I know in the beginning when you start your business, it's fun to be the leader. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, I have my own team page and I'm, telling my coaches what they should and shouldn't do, and I'm creating a coach basics, and you're being the leader, and it's fun to have those people get excited with you. But if you really want to grow a strong organization, you have to attract leaders that are at equal levels of you. And so asking yourself, are you going out and saying, hey, look, if you join my team, I can give you this, I can give you support, I can give you systems, whatever. Or are you going out and saying, hey, I want coaches on my team who are interested in creating content with me and creating brainstorming sessions and having leadership calls. Like, are you that type of person? So figure out not only who you are as a leader, but how you're going to talk to other girls like you into joining your team and doing it with you. You want people that are going to be your peers, not just follow you around and do what you say, because those people are never going to become self-sufficient leaders of themselves, and that's not how you build an organization. So just kind of asking yourself, what kind of person do I partner with? Look at who your best friend is. Look at who your significant other is. What are traits about those people, and why do you mesh so well with them? And so I think that's a great way to kind of look at this a little bit more. And even actually to add on to that, when you look at your best friend, there's traits about her and traits about you that work really well together. So looking for coaches that might work with you as well as your best friend does, and that's a great way to build a strong organization and feel really comfortable inviting coaches into your team. Okay. I think there's only a couple more slides here. All right, so duplicating your growth. So now we've kind of gone over this idea of finding your niche, getting comfortable with who you are, attracting the right person. Now, how do you recruit coaches truly into the team? First and foremost, you really have to be consistent. To build an organization, a long-lasting, a really strong organization, you can't just tell your people what to do. You can't just tell coaches what to do. You have to be the first one in line. So are you adding coaches, and are you welcoming in new coaches? Are you the one that's bringing in Success Club points? Are you the one doing your workouts every day? You have to be consistent. And this also ties into the social media stuff. It's kind of the third point on here, marketing takes time. You have to understand that your business is a startup. So when you have to be doing little deposits of trust with your audience so that they see not only have you found something that you love, but 2 weeks later you're still sticking with it, and 3 weeks later you're still sticking with it, and 5 months later you're still sticking with it, and every single time they're seeing that, you're more in love with it, you're more successful, you're in better shape, you're happier, and so that you're showing people this is totally worth your time. And if you're doing this in a way that you're being unapologetically you, those people that are instantly going to vibe with you are going to be like, okay, I want to be a part of what she's doing. And then when you go out and you say, hey, I really think that you would enjoy doing this. These are the things I can offer you. This is why I think it's a good solution for you. This is exactly what you can expect when you join our team. They're going to already know all those things, and the invite just seals the deal. Another thing with the marketing takes time, along with proving your audience works, offering consistent opportunities for people to join you. And so, running challenge groups on the same time of the month every single month is a great way to, show consistency and show your audience, hey, look, here's what you can expect. I'm going to be running a challenge group on the first of every month, or the first Monday, or the third Monday, or whatever it is. One thing that our team does to help add in new coaches and duplicate that growth is we do these monthly What Are Coaching calls. I'm sure you've seen them before, but it's a live webinar, and it's essentially we get on for 30 minutes and talk about what is the Beachbody coaching opportunity. And we've been doing it for about 5 months now, and the first one, it was literally just coaches on there. And that was okay. The recording got sent out, a couple people listened to it, that was great. The next month, we had a couple of new people on there, and the third month, even more new people. And now 5-6 months in, we actually have a pretty substantial number of new people that are watching these calls, and we're actually having about 1 to 3 new coaches sign up every single time. Now that doesn't sound groundbreaking, but if you think about 3 new coaches signing up, and then the next month those 3 coaches invite more coaches, and then those 3 coaches invite new coaches, that's all of a sudden really fast, rapid growth, because we're consistently doing it, and we're showing up, or making sure that we're telling our audience you can expect this from us, and we're inviting people into the opportunity. What can you offer your new coach? Again, getting clear on exactly what they can expect when they join your team. Are you telling them that they can expect trainings? Are you telling them that they can expect community? Can they expect calls with you? What can they expect from you? And making sure that you follow through with that. You provide what you preach. So for us, when we have a new coach sign up, we send them the new coach welcome email, and that right there will include, hey, because you joined, you're going to get access to our team page. It's just all these things about the team page that you're going to love. Here are 3 training videos that you should watch if you're interested in growing your business. And if you do watch these training videos, we have an additional builders group for you to join, which is all like-minded business building coaches. have fun. And it's a great way just to give them the information, and they know right away what they can expect. They know that they have the training videos. They know that we have our Coach University. We do a Coach University on the second Monday of every month. And there's those things that they can expect every single time. And what happens with that is when you're consistently doing those things, when you add in new coaches, they get the process, they get it through, they have fun with it, and when they add new coaches, it's so simple. They know exactly what to do, and that's how you continue to duplicate your growth. It's also really important to set first month goals and to not overwhelm your new coach. So when you're talking about, if somebody approaches you and says, hey, I'm interested in this business opportunity, or you approach someone else and say, hey, I think you'd be a really fantastic Beachbody coach, helping them get through the first couple months is really crucial. So what I always do is always have somebody complete a challenge group. Even if, because now, being 2 years in and having more of the credibility about how to build a business, I do have people approach me and say, hey, I'm kind of looking for a career change. What you're doing seems fun. Can you tell me a little bit more? I'm not going to jump right in and just say, yeah, let's get you signed up as a coach, and we're going to, have you post on social media every day and reach out to this many people every single day. They're going to get really overwhelmed with that. But instead, I'm going to talk to them about the workout programs and why they're interested in joining. And when I get a clear understanding of why they're interested in becoming a coach, what I'm going to simply tell them is, I'm so excited. I think you'd be fantastic. You're absolutely right. This is the right place for you. Here's what you can expect from me. Let's have you complete a challenge group first so you can be super sure that this is going to be the thing you want to do long term. Because that's the bread and butter of our business. And if you don't love challenge groups and you don't love the fitness programs, this isn't going to work for you. And that way they fall in love with why we're all doing this. They fall in love with Beachbody workouts. They fall in love with Shakeology. They fall in love with the team. They fall in love with those things so that it really seals the deal on their loyalty and their, why they're going to stay here long term. And then after you have them do that challenge group, setting up those first month goals are keeping it really simple. I'm so excited that you're going to stick around doing this. We're going to have you run a challenge group. Pick a date for your challenge group. I want you to aim to add 3 to 5 people into that challenge group. Get them started with challenge packs. Tell me more about yourself, exactly where you see this business going, what do you see with this long term, and just having that really casual conversation with them and helping them get set up to get their business launched with all the right goals. And this is just how we do it. But I think it's so important to really make sure that what you've told social media for the last however many months you've been telling social media that you have this really awesome thing, that when they join, those mile markers are hit right off the bat. And help them again, hit Success Club in the first month, go Emerald, and then repeat and repeat, and duplicating that growth and continuing to help them stay excited about their business so that they're out there doing all of those things with finding their own niche, creating their own authenticity among their followers and among their teammates and all of those different things. And so that's kind of how we set those first month goals. But I think that's long term how you can really continue to duplicate your growth and making sure that you're always attracting in the right people. And while you can only ever control who you personally sign up, if you're signing up people in your niche, probably your niche is going to continue signing up people in the same niche. So that's how you grow a really awesome and perfect organization that's perfect for you. And then I think this is the last slide here. So with that, I just be you and don't let anyone dull your sparkle. And does anyone have any questions? Which I realize you guys probably can't ask questions because this is on YouTube Live. But if you do have questions, you can drop them in the comments below, and I'll read through those and answer back to anyone that has any. So Michaela, I will pass this back to you, and there's that.
Holy smokes! Amazing! Rock star! Seriously, thank you so much. I have like 5-6 pages of notes because you're incredible. That was tons of valuable information. Seriously, cannot wait to squeeze you in Nashville. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I can pass them along to her. Like seriously, she covered so much good information. Our team actually, we focus each month on a topic, and last month we talked about branding yourself. So this was like the perfect kickoff because it all merged right in together about what we've been talking about and what we're talking about this upcoming month. So
perfect.
Yeah. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know it was early, right after 4th of July celebrations. So yeah, thank you for joining. Everyone needs to re-listen to this call, take notes again because it was so incredible. So yeah, have a good day, and thank you again for jumping on.
Yay, have a good day. I'll see you later.
See ya.